real estate investments does very well with inflation. We have a lot of wealthy investors in FCT today that have understood that the best store of value that helps you retain your wealth is actually real estate. So person made a tweet, and because of that, your investment has crashed.
Yes, people will panic and start pulling out.
The level of volatility is extremely low in real estate, and that stability is what these billionaires are looking at. They are looking at building something for the long term. They cannot take such chances, so that is why they mostly invest in real estate.
All right, welcome back to the City Bets podcast. Today we have a unique topic for you, and the topic is 9 things that real estate billionaires or real estate investors are aware of, or 9 things that they know that is making them billions and millions every year that you might probably not know as a first-time real estate investor, or even if you have been investing in real estate for a very long time. So, as usual, I'm sitting down here with Mr. Sadiq, who is a genius. It's what I call him in Abuja real estate. With over a decade of experience, he has done a lot in the Abuja real estate sector, and is also the group managing director for the City Bets Group. So we're going to be hearing from his wealth of experience. Everything that he's going to be telling you today is from first-hand experience, right? So, Mr. Sadiq, first of all, what are the opportunities that billionaires have actually taken advantage of in real estate that some of us or regular people have not really taken advantage of?
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Kinsley, for that question. And once again, to all our viewers, welcome back once again to the City Bets podcast. Today's topic, we're going to be starting from the most basics to most advanced, because this question Mr. Kinsley just asked is what we can actually talk about for a whole day or several days, actually looking at different dimensions of this particular question, because there are a lot of dimensions to these, but we will start from the most obvious. There are a lot of other obvious ones that might not necessarily be very obvious to some real estate practitioners, except when you're really very much into it. So the first dimension we'll be looking at, the first angle we'll be looking at, is the financial benefits that comes with investing in real estate that a lot of real estate billionaires are fully aware of. And the financial benefits, now we're going to be looking at different dimensions of the financial benefit. Yes, the number one dimension we're going to be looking at is that real estate investment has an edge over inflation. Real estate investments does very well with inflation. The more prices of things are going up, that is how prices of real estate are also going up. If you compare the prices of real estate and the prices of gold, somewhere around 2004, gold was around $401 per ounce. Today it's around 2,000 plus per ounce. So if you calculate, you'll notice that it has only multiplied about 6-fold from 2004 to date. While on the other hand, I have seen a lot of real estate investments that multiplied over 100-fold within that period. There is a land we bought recently. Let me give you a typical case study. There is a land we bought recently. The owner of that land bought that land in 2000 for around 75 to 80,000 naira. What we bought the land from him was 450 million naira. If you calculate that, you will realize that that man was multiplying his 75 or 80,000 naira 100-fold every year to get to 150 million naira.
That kind of
yes, so it's very, very much different. It's a different ball game with real estate. So the number one point is that it edges over inflation. The second point under the financial benefits that comes that billionaire real estate investors are very much aware of is that it often has a stable rental income. And I will not just call it a stable rental income, I will call it a stable incremental rental income. Because the funny thing is that if you put rent on a trajectory across a 20 years period, you realize that every 2-3 years there's a change in how much the rent is.
Yeah.
As inflation is changing, the rent cost is also changing.
Yeah.
Probably a rent that was 5 million naira some 20 years ago should be like 20 million naira or more
Even
today.
more. Yeah.
Yes. So the rental income is consistent with real estate. The third benefit we're going to be, the third financial benefit we're going to be looking at with real estate investment is the store of value and appreciation potential. A lot of if you take for example FCT, a lot of people will be asking me that, Sadiq, people are just building houses, all the empty houses, who has occupied them? I'll be like, okay, it's because you don't actually understand what is happening. That's why you're asking such questions.
Yeah.
But the reality on ground is that we have a lot of wealthy investors in FCT today that have understood that the best store of value that helps you retain your wealth is actually real estate. So those people are not buying to rent out. They are not buying to use. They understand that if they buy today, in 5 years' time, the price will have gone 3 times full, 3 times or 5 times the
original
actual
value.
cost. If they are buying for 100 million naira today, they know in 5 years' time it should be 350 million naira or so. Their concern for buying that property is not the 5 million naira or 7 million naira rent they are after. It's that 250 million naira that will increase that they are looking at. So real estate is actually one of the best store of wealth anybody can have. The next point under the financial benefits for investing in real estate that real estate billionaires are aware of is the REITs, or the real estate investment trust. And the real estate investment trust, basically, REIT is a very popular way of funding real estate projects across the world. So I will explain this in 2 ways: either as a company using REITs to finance projects.
What did you call it?
REITs, it's real estate investment trusts.
Real estate investment trust.
Real
Okay.
estate investment trust.
Okay.
In short, it's called REIT.
Okay.
REIT.
Okay.
Real Estate Investment Trust, REIT. So I'll explain this in 2 ways and give examples of how real estate successful billionaires are using this to generate a lot of wealth. Basically, REIT is like a trust fund where a company brings up investors to invest in a specific real estate project on an agreed percentage. For example, now, you can be a company that offers REIT services. Probably you want to build, let's say, 100 units of houses in Abuja, blocks of flat that will cost you 1 billion naira. You can invite 10 investors that will commit 100 million naira each to that project, or you can invite 100 investors that will commit 10 million naira each to that project on probably an agreed 5% per annum. Yes. So mostly what you realize is that most of those projects can yield between 8, 9, or 10% per annum on rents or on the services that project will render. So the company offering the REITs might be having 4% or 5% annually to itself, and the investors will also be having 5% to themselves. On the other hand, you can be one of those investors. If you're investing probably 1 billion naira in a REIT project at 5% per annum, that's around 50 million naira annually, actually doing almost nothing. The next point under financial benefits that real estate billionaires are aware of that a lot of other people are not aware of is leverage. Real estate billionaires understands that they can leverage very much on their assets, or their wealth to get further financing to create more wealth.
Fund other
Yes.
projects.
For example, now, I know of a couple of developers both in Abuja and in Lagos that are leveraging very well. There are different ways that they are leveraging, but I'll be specific on a particular one now. I don't want to mention names, but I know like a reasonable number of developers that for every 10 houses they are building, the last 3 houses, instead of selling those houses, which is mostly their profit, instead of selling those houses to start a new project, they will not do that. They will rather go to bank. If let's say 3 houses worth 30 million naira each, instead of selling those houses for 130 million naira each, they leverage on using those houses as a collateral in the bank to collect 100 million naira each, mostly at between 25 to 30%. 100 million naira at 35%, at 30%. So what the bank is expecting is actually 90 million naira on a 300.
Yeah, that's
very good.
30 million per each 100 million each house.
Yes.
Okay.
So what they typically do is that they've collected that loan, they will rent out the houses.
Okay, they are still allowed to be making use of the house.
Yes,
while
they can use the house. It's only the document that is being used.
Okay. Smart. That's smart, eh?
Yes, they will rent out those houses at 30 million naira and 10 million naira, sorry.
Per annum.
So obviously what is remaining for them to balance the bank is the 65.
60. And that depends on how long the duration of the loan.
Very good.
Because if the loan lasts for 3 years, that means
good.
they can
So
get the rent and pay.
most times you realize that, okay, these guys are actually just paying 60 million or 40 million naira to keep their house and access financing to start another project. And the funny thing is that 300 million naira will stand their first 10 houses to roofing level. Blockworks are cheap, so no serious investor will go to such project and not feel okay. This project is worth investing in. In fact, another different way that successful real estate investors are actually using leverage. Yesterday, I was having a discussion with a friend. She was telling me how she converted a 3 million naira into 40 million naira within a span of 2 to 3 years.
Please, how did she do it?
She said it happened like a joke. She entered their office and somebody brought a land to sell. The land was selling for 20 million naira then. The land was about 2 hectares. That's at 10 million naira per hectare. Their colleagues were all there. Were just saying, where will civil servants see such money to buy such a land? She sat, did her little calculation. She felt, if we can put 2 million naira or so together, we can actually buy this land. They agreed, they put up resources. Time to pay for the land, the man said somebody has paid for it the previous day. They were heartbroken.
Oh, wow.
So, but the good thing is that there was now another land, which is not too far away, a 5 hectare now, that is costing 50 million naira. Obviously, these are distant outskirts and it's not that recent. So instead of returning everybody's money, she called them that this is the situation. We have a bigger opportunity before us.
Yeah.
The way they mobilized the first one, that's how they still mobilize themselves again and paid part of that land, the 5 hectares now. Then they sold to a few other people to complete the money. So in a span of 2 years or 2 years and few months, somebody came up that was interested in buying the land and they all agreed they are going to sell. To cut the long story short, her investment was just about 3 million naira. But after selling and they shared, everybody got his share. What she got was between 35 to 40 million naira.
Wow.
So you can see how people are leveraging real estate to create wealth
Well,
that you will not expect these things are possible, but they are possible, they are simple to do. Then the next thing we're going to be looking at under things that real estate billionaires are aware of that most of us are not aware of is diversification.
diversification.
Yes, real estate helps you to diversify your investment portfolio.
Okay.
You see, a mistake a lot of people make is that you see people doing well in their different industries. You might be in sports, you might be a medical doctor, you might be a businessman, you might be in the ICT, or you might be in the oil and gas and what have you. The reality is that in a lot of industries, things happen overnight.
Yes.
Disruptions happen. How things are being done changes. You can't just be living life without diversifying. As much as you're working hard in your industry and making good money, it's paramount, it's very important, it's vital that you invest for the long time. And the best place to diversify and invest for the long time that you know will stand for you and both your next generations is actually through real estate investment. So as you're living life, as you're earning in foreign currency, as you're earning in hundreds of millions, always put a reasonable money aside to invest in real estate. This diversification now, I remember the story of this pastor in Lagos that one of his son was narrating how a single plot of land as a result of diversification changed their entire family story. And what exactly happened was that as at the time his father retired from civil service, his father took his retirement money to buy a plot of land. And that plot of land was in Lekki then. Some white men came, they wanted to partner on that particular land. They want to use that land for a period of about 10 years, then hand it over back to the family, which the dad agreed. The rental income the dad was receiving from that particular property was what the dad used in taking them to the best schools across the world. So today, those guys, because of the exposure they got as a result of that education, are multi-billionaires today. So please, as much as, in fact, around my neighborhood in Naf Valley, a lot of generals and retired generals have been lamenting one thing, that when these houses were being sold for rock bottom prices, that they had the money to buy 10, to buy 15, to buy 20, to buy 5, but many of them either bought only one or did not even buy at all. So like, it's very, very important that wherever you are today, money is not going to continue flowing in. The only way to ensure that money will continue flowing in over time is as it's coming, put it in real estate. Diversify that investment base into real estate. The next point we're going to be looking at on things real estate investment billionaires understand that a lot of us don't is that real estate is a tangible asset. And what I mean is that we're looking at this in two ways. Number one, real estate is physical. You have a physical ownership of your investment. Okay, you can see and feel this is your investment.
Yes.
Like I was listening to one of Dr. Lumide's Emmanuel's sessions, and one thing he said was that all of you that are into different types of investments that you cannot see and touch, bring out from that money, come and buy something you can.
Yeah, something tangible that you
Yes,
you can send somebody go.
exactly. This is my
my property.
this is my property. This is my investment. Not I am having this one there, I'm having that one there, but even money to get a good car, to get a good house, you cannot get, but you are having. Like there are a lot of funny investments going on now that are very difficult to
Yes.
To understand, real estate is tangible. It's a physical asset that, okay, this is my asset. And another good thing about real estate is that they are less volatile. I remembered like about a year ago, the entire narration of most cryptocurrencies became very funny.
Yes, Bitcoin dropped too bad.
Imagine me now having 200 million naira, but because Elon Musk made a tweet, my money will now be 100 million naira.
It was even less because at some point Bitcoin dropped out to about $12,000 or $13,000 from $60,000.
In fact, all our lives in real estate, we've not seen like
That kind of drop in value.
Yes, in other climes it might be possible, but in Nigeria, I remembered when His Excellency, the Minister of FCT, Wike, came on board some months ago now, when he threatened to revoke a lot of lands that have not been developed. A friend was going into joint venture around that period. I told him, Kai, the negotiation terms are not too much to his favor, that he should please give time, that there will be a lot of properties in the market available for sale and they are going to be cheaper. But that is a contrary of the reality. Despite all that threat, it did not in any way alter the prices of lands. Prices of lands are still going up by the second.
Yeah.
So it's extremely stable. Now, this is even the minister's speech. This is revocation being done, but prices are still going up.
Yes.
But in some investments, you'll just hear that so person made a tweet, and because of that, your investment has crashed.
Yes, people will panic and start pulling out.
The level of volatility, it's extremely low in real estate.
Yes.
And that stability is what these billionaires are looking at. They are looking at building something for the long term. They cannot take such chances, so that is why they mostly invest in real estate. The next point we are going to be looking at what these real estate
billionaire investors
know that many of us don't is that they know they have direct ownership and control over their investment.
Okay.
Yes, they know they don't have to wait for somebody to tell them at the end of the year that, okay, this is how much we get and we are not paying dividends until next year or upper year. They know that, okay, this is my property, this is my asset. I can decide to
sell it now,
or use it to do whatever I want to do. I have full control over my property.
Not the one that you have 100 million, you want to withdraw. They'll say you can't withdraw the 100 million, take 10 first and
So yes. In fact, this is when you have like full control of your
property,
of your
investment,
your property. So they are very much aware of that, and that is why they invest more in real estate than stocks and other forms of investments.
Okay.
Yes. Still on number 4, these billionaires are aware that they can always improve their properties because they have control over it. That is where greenfield development and gentrification comes in. Basically, they are aware that their 5-bedroom duplex they have today, if time changes, if economic factors changes, they might remodel that 5-bedroom in the next 5 or 10 years to now be a short-let apartment, to now be a hotel, or to now be a plaza. So they are very much aware that, okay, if things changes, they can actually improve that asset, that real estate asset, and make it something else. Very good. Probably today it's just a 5-bedroom duplex. They can change it to a 10-story building, remodel it to be a high-income generating.
Okay, that's the brownfield development there.
Yes, that's the brownfield development. Brownfield development and gentrification, it's just about redeveloping areas that have already been developed.
Okay, remodeling the properties there
Very good.
to fit the current situation or narrative.
Very good, very good. Okay. So that is what they are very much aware, that they have that improvement control, unlike in stock and other cryptocurrencies that you just have to fold your hands and speculate. That sense of control, that their future is in their hands for them to determine, not in the hands of some people they don't even know
On
who they are.
Elon Musk's tweets.
Tweets. How will you want to put your future on somebody's tweet, for God's sake? No. So they are aware that they have that control over their investments. Okay, the number 6 point we will be looking at, that a lot of these real estate investment billionaires are aware of, that many of us are not aware of, is that real estate is one of the best places to build generational wealth and long-time wealth. They are very much aware of these things. And how do they do that? I was recently listening to one of the Hollywood actors, I think it's Arnold Schwarzenegger, on a podcast with...
Yeah, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger. I think I saw that video.
Yes, he was on a podcast with Grant
Cardone. Yeah, I saw it.
Very good. He was talking about how he was already a multimillionaire even
before he started acting.
Before acting some of his biggest roles.
Even before he did Terminator. Because a lot of people were thinking that he made money, he became a millionaire from
Terminator. But the reality was that he said he made more of his money through real estate. Yes. And how did it happen? He got an offer for a house then, which was suitable for his budget. To cut the long story short, the house was, what he put down to pay for that house was around $27,000. Then the other money came from mortgage financing. But about 2 years or so into the mortgage, he sold out that property. He got a profit of about $400,000 from that transaction. So like, these real estate investors are very much aware, because you can see a person today approaching a property of $500,000, and probably what he needs to cough out is a $50,000, which is about 10% of the actual cost. In a year or two into that purchase, he can actually decide to refinance that mortgage. There are different types of, mortgage refinancing. You have the cash-in finance, you have the terms refinancing, but the specific one a lot of these real estate investors do more is the cash-out refinancing. And how the mortgage cash-out refinancing works is that they will approach their bank. Okay, as at the time we evaluated this property, it was actually $500,000. Okay, now I have remodeled the property, and the properties around there are now going for $1 million or $1.2 million. The bank will come willingly, okay, it's now $1.2 million. They will reevaluate, okay, how much is your equity? You have put down probably $100,000 and it's now 1.2. So it means you have about $700,000 equity in that project. The same project you have only invested probably a $50,000 or $100,000 into, you are now having a $700,000 equity. You can pull out that equity and invest in other real estate properties. So that is how these investors are using mortgage refinancing to acquire hundreds and thousands of properties. So next time, if you see a real estate investor telling you that he has 2,000 houses in his portfolio, understand that he understands the power of mortgage refinancing and different innovative financing techniques very well.